I have got so many things I want to share with you today. We have got things coming up in the plot. We have got some new projects lined up that I want to share with you. We have got a giveaway and we have got a few new faces at the top end of the plot. So yeah, it's the beginning of April. Let's get around and have a little bit of an April tour. Before we actually go into the main bit of the plot, I don't know if you remember last year, if you saw it, I'll put a link below if you didn't see it, but this juniper tree had just gone absolutely crazy. It was pretty much covering 2/3 of this side of the greenhouse, so I decided to have a go at cloud pruning, and it was do or die, because if we didn't give it a good prune, we were just going to take it out. It was taking up too much shade, and yes, it's taken up shade again, but I've done nothing to it since, and actually I'm really proud of it. Look at it, I think it's done really well. Okay, it's getting a bit shaggy now, it needs a bit more of a haircut, but yeah, I'll put a link to the video and go and have a look and see if you might have a go yourself. Not such great news about the honeysuckle though. Oh dear. We think Mike might have strimmed through it at the bottom, but it's a shame because it was doing really, really well going around the arch. But never mind. That's just something that needs clearing out the way and we can plant a new one. This side here is just waiting for the seedlings to come up from the house. So it's just a case of moving a few boxes and popping the seedlings in here. And if you're wondering where the rest of the seedlings are, wait until you see the polytunnel. Honestly, if we can open the door and get in. It's jam-packed, but I'll show you that in a bit. And I don't know if you remember, the raspberries were having a really, really bad time in here. The tips had been pecked out by the chickens, but also there was ground elder coming up below. So we've just decided this year, we've actually got some replacement raspberries, but Mike pulled the summer variety. I wanted autumn, but we've got autumn as well. I'll show you that in a minute. But we've just decided to put them on in pots. So we have got cardboard below. We're just going to wait for that to die down. And hopefully we'll get something of these raspberries this year. And if they establish a really nice root system, by the time the ground is clear below, we should be able to plant them straight out. So yeah, it's a bit of a compromise this year, but hopefully it'll work. Okay, it's got tangled in the blackberry. This is the blackberry that we put in a couple of years ago around this arch, and we were definitely going to move because not only did it not provide us with much fruit, probably because it's not netted and the birds had it all, but you know, it's nice to share. But it took up all the goodness. We've got look at the wind, we're due, oh no, this is going to be awful on the mic. We're due a really big storm. And I forget what it's called. By the time this video is out, I think it will have been and gone. But I love a storm, but I'm really hoping I get the filming finished before I get blown away. Anyway, so I'll try and guard. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to guard the microphone. Don't think it'll work. Yeah, not only did it not fruit very well, but it sapped all the goodness from the soil on each side. And we've got thyme that was skirting both sides here, and it was just gorgeous because I love the idea of walking through the herbs, the calendula, and having all the bees. So you've got a proper little beeline pathway going along. But yeah, these thyme, I know they're short-lived plants, but they've done really badly. So I'll be taking them up and probably not replacing them, but leaving these fruit bushes here for now. So they've got another year to prove their worth, but yeah, I'll have to put something a little bit tougher that can fend for itself at the base, so we'll see. And I was really excited the other day to see the first asparagus. Where's it gone? Oh, is it gone already? Has it been packed? This bed, the asparagus, a huge load of well-rotted manure, so I think the asparagus may take a little bit longer to get through it because it does, well, it hasn't capped off too badly, but yeah, there was a tiny little, you know what it's like when you see your first asparagus and you just know things are going to happen very, very soon. Oh, it's a pebble. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, hello little fella. I know they don't look very glamorous at this time of year, but that is so exciting to see. First of many, let's hope. This year we've also got the strawberries going around the asparagus bed because they're meant to be really, really good companion plants because the strawberries are shallow rooted. The asparagus are nice and deep rooted, so yeah, what a feast though, eh? Fancy being able to grow your own strawberries and asparagus. And on the other side, this is where we had the broad beans last year, we have got some more strawberries which we had in what is now the onion bed, which I'll show you. So this was one of the strawberry beds last year, and in here we've got a mixture of shallots from actually from the local Indian supermarket, and they're doing really, really well. We have got some, I can't remember the name of it, cobra, I don't know. We've got something else, white onions in the middle, and then we have got some red baron, which you can't really see because it's just been trimmed, but believe you me, there's some red baron seedlings there. So yeah, they should be good, and we've got a mirror image of this on the other side. These beds are just waiting to be finished off really now. That side's been covered. This side just needs a quick hoe, a quick cover, and we've got some of the council compost that's going on the top. Still haven't lit the bonfire, but yeah, that'll take no time at all to clear. Actually, these are the only 2 bits of the allotment we've got left to do. But yeah, down the middle here, and I just wanted to talk about this. Give me a second. Yeah, so this is literally where our bean trenches are going to go. I do not rotate the beans. We have done in the past, but actually for the last couple of years, they've done quite well here. They were saying all that, they were terrible last year, but that was other stuff. And I really like just being able to walk down an avenue of beans, just like the bees down there. So as you walk through the allotment, you've got all this life around you and sound, and it's just beautiful. So yeah, but the thing is, people will say, well, I thought you were no dig. Why are you digging trenches? And this is my point. You don't have to be one or the other. You don't have to be a total purist about it. You can be if you want to, but this wind is really picking up now. I really hope you can hear me. Do what suits you. I mean, we are mainly no dig. That's the only way we've been able to build up the soil over the last few years to get it to any particular sort of quality. That's why we get so excited now when we see worms, because there weren't any for at least the first 12 months because the soil was just arid. It was just, there was nothing in it. It was dead. But for us, this works. So don't think to yourself, oh, if I try no dig, I've got to go all in. I've got to watch all of Charles Dowding's videos and commit to it 100%. Believe you me, we have some very lively discussions, very light-hearted, with some of our plot neighbours who think it's hilarious that we don't dig. They think it's very lazy, so we then point back that, you know, just pushing a rotavator around can be equally as lazy, but you know, it is all very light-hearted. But yeah, do what suits you. Don't feel like you have to subscribe to one thing or the other. It's all about experimentation, yeah, and finding out what suits you best. Lecture over. If you remember when we were putting the pond in, there were loads of raspberries there that we dug up, and we just put them to one side, not knowing what to do with them. And I think that they were the autumn fruiting ones that we'd taken a few up from the fruit cage and put them up there a couple of years ago. Anyway, we have given them a new home. We thought they might have died back completely, actually, and I should have cut them right back. I know that. I might still do it, but we've just put them there because that's where the potato pots were last year, and it's actually reasonable soil. And on this side is if you can see, it's probably just out of shot, we have got the rhubarb that was transplanted as well. So it's looking a little bit sorry for itself, but you know what? Rhubarb, tough as old boots, it'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, this is more of a fruit area. What it'll be next year, I've got no idea, but for now, it's going to work quite well, I think. Fingers crossed. And look where the potato bags are now. They're not staying in there, or they better not be staying in there. One of my raised beds, I think might put them there for a reason, but I'm hoping it was a temporary one. But you can see, can you see in the background there, we have got the elephant garlic and the, I can't see the label from here, but other garlic in there. We have got the shensu, I never know if I'm saying that right, shensu onions in here, and the germador garlic. Garlic that was never labelled, still got leeks from last year, And in that last box, guess what? More garlic. So I am aware that we are now in the season of the allium leaf miner, so all of these boxes need covering. But before I do, I am going to be doing some planting carrots in and around these garlic bulbs, because they're really good companion plants. Again, you know, they disguise the smell of each other, supposedly. The garlic deters the carrot root fly, etc. So yeah, so job to be done pretty much immediately, if we don't get blown away with the netting this weekend. And here we go, in the polytunnel. You can probably hear the wind a bit louder in here, but look at these broad beans. Now, I put a picture on Instagram from underneath. I felt like a really bad plant mother, but these are the ones I sowed on around about the 24th of February. Look at the roots there. Unfortunately, they're those container-wise pots where you can just pop them up. I've never done it before. Oh, look at that. Let's pop it up and see what happens. Ow, got my thumb stuck, one sec. So I've popped it up. I'm trying to do it with one hand. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? So really, that should be outside now, hardening off. And that can go in one of the lower beds by the strawberries. But how good is that? I've never used those before, where you just push them up from the bottom. It's actually, you know what? You could still grow a little bit more in there, but yeah, another thing for the weekend. And I've got to be honest, the rest is all down to Mike. He's been really, really busy down here. He has got the greyhound cabbage in. He has got the, oh, is it the Romanesco cauliflower? He has got the beetroot, the Monica something or other, the Cavolo Nero. There's one of my dahlias. But yeah, all these seed trays, we've got rocket there. We've got some, what's that? Oh, we've got some broccoli. We've been given some broccoli, some lemon basil, some things have been sown. We've got spinach coming up. But yeah, this was a real treat to me when I saw it, because one thing and another, I hadn't been up for a little while. And I was thinking, oh, I've got loads of stuff to sow. But Mike, bless him, he's been beavering away. And one of the things I pointed out, and this is where one of our projects is going to take place, if you like, because one of the things I pointed out when we were making the pond was someone had already had a go at a pond, and it was probably very successful in its day, but they had put down this rather unattractive, but I'm sure hugely functional, brown plastic bath. And the reason we didn't use it as a pond is it'd just be horrendous to try and dig it out. It's quite well bedded in, but yeah, Mike's come up with a plan, so I'm going to ask him now to come and tell you what it is.
So I was reading an old book by Elizabeth Craig from around about 1935, I think, something like that. And it's everything to do with gardening at that time. And of course, the ideas are very different. One of our ideas on growing watercress was to dig out a big old trench, fill it with manure, water it copiously for about 2 weeks, something like that, so a lot of water, and then top it up with soil or compost. And as long as you kind of keep it damp, keep it really wet, and put it in a nice sort of dark place, like the back of the chicken shed here, apparently it's a suitable place to grow watercress. So watercress is my favourite salad leaf. I love that peppery taste. We have got an ancient sunken brown 1970s bath here in our allotment, so I'm going to pull out a lot of the old weeds from that and clear the sort of nettly area around it and give watercress a try. That's what I'm going to try anyway.
And the pond, as you can see, is it's just the pond, isn't it? But you know what? I've still got loads of planting to do around it. But what I've just noticed is these little, what is it? Iris Louisiana black gamecock pond plant. There was a series of pond plants I've put in here from this is coming on as well. Oh wow. Oh, you can't see it because I've just lifted it up. There was this, it's like an oxygenator. I better put it back in. Oh, it's got roots. That's incredible. And it's like a grass. And it oxygenates the pond. That's doing well. That's coming beautifully. Yeah, Danny from the Grub channel sent me a pack of pond plants. And you just put them in and there's nothing there, and then you come the next time and they've really filled in. So yeah, it's not just filling in inside the pond, but this will all be filling in very soon, as we know. But if you remember, I set the trail cam up. I was going to set the trail cam up, and it was up for a couple of nights, but one of the main mistakes I made was setting it up facing the solar fountain, because I came to look at the images. I was really excited. There were about 35 images had been captured on the trail cam. I thought, oh, it has been like wind in the willows. All the little creatures have come out and had a little party. And what it was each time this spurted, it set off the motion sensor. So I've got lots of a half-hearted solar fountain. But I did capture a few images. I'll put them on. There was a lovely nighttime cat. There was a pigeon sort of investigating the little cobble beach area. And my favourite, even though it's not a brilliant video because the sun is right behind it, was that Robin came and had a little bath in the bird bath. So yeah, I'm going to put the trail cam up again today, but in a better position. In fact, I might take the solar fountain out of here anyway, not just because of the trail cam, but this is bringing me on to my next project. Honestly, there's always a way round, but sometimes I go all around the houses. Several people pointed out, and I was sort of aware of this, but if I want this to be visited by frogs and other amphibious creatures, they don't tend to like moving water. So that's that one out, isn't it? And if I put it in there, I mean, Robin's not going to be able to have he might be able to have a shower. But anyway. So what I'm going to try and do, the reason I wanted moving water was to try and deter midges, because they do not like moving water either. So my other idea, my other plan, and something I heard about fairly recently was, well, I'll show you, is to install a couple of bat boxes. Now, these are cheap and cheerful. They are really plain. I don't think it's treated wood. I'm not going to treat it. I'm leaving it as is. But yeah, bats, of course, they feed off insects, and they are absolutely brilliant pest control, if you like, for midges and the like. So what we're going to do, we're going to put these up. Ideally, they've got to be 2 metres above ground, but we have got the huge apple tree there. We're going to put it up there as high as we can, put one of them, and then another one. You know what? We might put them both on that tree. But they like to be somewhere where they're really, really sheltered, where they get preferably south facing, which this is, so they'll be nice and warm. And yeah, we'll just see if we get a visit for some bats, because I love watching bats, and to think that we might be able to sit here in an evening in the summer and not just enjoy the pond, but see some bats dipping and diving as well would be great fun. So that is a project not for today, but certainly by the time I get my next video out, I'll be able to show you where we've put them. So yeah, things are really moving on. I'm being very sneaky here about the giveaway, aren't I? But before I mention it, I couldn't let you go without mentioning these little fellas, could I? We've been meaning to get some new chickens. Well, since last winter really. We've had 2 now, bless them, the golden oldies. They're still providing us with eggs, but we thought this spring would be a good time to introduce another couple to the flock. So we went ahead last weekend, and we've always had rescues. We've always had battery chickens, and I said to Mike, just this once, it'd be quite nice to have some from really young. So we could do things like this, because the majority of them, they are so docile and friendly, aren't you? And we went to get Bluebell and Dot. And when we were there, we saw this little character as well, and this little character is Junior. And she very, very much reminds us of a chicken that we rescued as a hatchling from the middle of the road in the depths of Northumberland many, many years ago. And we brought her up. She never mixed with the other chickens. Well, she did at night. She went and roosted with them, but then, you know, she wasn't that happy about it. She would rather be with the goat, the dog, or Mike and myself. And she was called Junior. And as soon as we saw this little character, we said, it's Junior. And here she is. I'm being shameless today. I've actually got the full story of Junior over on my Patreon page, and it's just the perfect opportunity to say thank you again to my patrons. I know I always put their names on the video, but I just thought today I'm going to mention them out loud, because without them, they've paid, you patrons have paid for the pond, you've paid for the bat boxes, and you've actually paid for the chickens as well this year. So thank you. Let me please not miss anyone out. Steve, Danny, Anne, Annette, Anne, Charlotte, Rue, Pinger, Sharon. That wind I'm going to blow away very, very surely, but she's gone. But yeah, so all I'm saying is it's my birthday next week, and if you want to give me a little birthday present, hop along to the Patreon page and join. From as little as £3 a month, you too can find out background secrets of what goes on behind the scenes, get early videos, that sort of thing, or just pop over as a free member and see what sort of stuff gets uploaded. But yeah, as a sort of thank you back to you, I have got 2 tickets to give away for the Gardener's World live show at Birmingham NEC this June. Yeah, I love it. I go to some of the RHS shows as well, including Melbourne, but the Gardener's World one is that much more condensed. You do have the odd show garden outside, but for me it seems like there's a lot more to look at. And also it's attached to the Good Food exhibition, which is like thrown in for free. So you can go around and get loads of free tasters and that sort of thing. But it really is a good day out. So if you fancy a chance of winning the tickets, like I say, it's at the NEC, so it's on a train route from anywhere practically. Even if you've got a plane in, you'd be able to get to the exhibition centre really easily. If you fancy being in with a chance, just make sure you subscribe to the channel, give me a like, and just put in a comment below why you'd like to go. You can do that as many times as you like, I don't mind, you know. So yeah, and I will let you know if we say that I can have your comments in by the end of April. In fact, May, let's say May the 4th, and then it's like 4 weeks away. And then I'll let you know shortly afterwards who's won. But yeah, it really is worthwhile going to. But anyway, it's been a bit of a long video. I'm quite excited about this storm coming in, but I'm more excited about getting in and having a nice coffee and maybe a piece of cake, because it's going to be chilly. So thank you so much for bearing with me. Yeah, loads of projects to be sharing with you really, really soon. So I hope you've enjoyed it and you'll come back next time. Bye for now.